This is a introduction to the creative activity badge for the Beaver Scouts. Um, Essentially, this is rather unique because other Scout sections have their creative sort of activity badges feed quite heavily into their Chief Scouts awards. This is less so the case with Beavers, which is kind of interesting. Um, However, I will just preface this by saying that um, essentially, as part of the My Skills Challenge Award, which is part of the Beavers Bronze Chief Scouts Award, um, one of the aspects of that is to do a number of different creative activities and learn a number of different new skills. And as part of this creative award on screen, you could actually earn towards that Chief Scout's Bronze Award quite easily, which is the end goal of any Beaver Scout and any Beaver Scout leader is to try and get as many of their Beaver Scouts towards those Chief Scouts awards as possible. So, for example, the activities listed on the um, Challenge Award for My Skills is something like making a model or painting a picture or making a card. And as you can see from what you see on your screen, um, as part of this, dancing and making a card are listed. So you can actually double up, and by doing this creative activity badge you see on your screen, you could earn towards that bronze award quite easily. So I'm going to run through these requirements very quickly on the screen. Um, do a performance. You try any one of these: poem, puppet show, short play, dance. Um, as usual, anything that you do outside of scouting accounts for badge requirements inside scouting. So if a Beaver Scout has done, for example, a school play or has done some kind of dance as part of the school curriculum, that would count towards this. And you could then sign this off if you have evidence towards that. So it's very easy to tick off parts of the Chief Scouts Bronze Award by just completing some of these activities on screen. To be specific, dance would be your best bet to do that, as it is one of the activities specifically listed on the Beaver My Skills Challenge Award. However, this is usually at the discretion of the Beaver Scout leader. So if they have done something that counts towards a performance here for this badge requirement, I would also say that applies towards the Bronze Chief Scouts Award too. The next requirement for this badge is try a craft. As I mentioned before, similarly to the dance above, that also counts directly towards the Bronze Chief Scouts Award if it's a card. But equally, you can do things like a seasonal item, such as a Christmas wreath, for example, I've seen in the past done. That's a very good way to also join up with the My Faith badge for Beavers and even for Cubs in future, which is quite a good one to do. And World Faiths as well, if there is someone within the section doing this who is of a different faith than the seasonal item being made. Of course, we have glass painting as well. With glass, be careful as usual. Risk assessments and things like that. And the very bottom we have plate painting. Although I'd say that's more of a Squirrel Scout activity than a Beaver Scout activity. You can actually bundle in card with origami a little bit, do a little bit of origami and how to make the card, and even how to make the envelope. So it's a very two simple requirements there for how to get this creative activity badge for the Beaver Scouts. There is another slide with additional requirements here, which are additionally just as simple, really. Construct something. Construct is a very broad term. It can really be anything. I would say that, again, you could lead this quite heavily into the My Skills Challenge Award towards the Bronze Chief Scouts Award, because another requirement on that is actually invent a machine and show other beavers how it works. So anything that has moving parts, I'd say, is really a machine. So if you go ahead and build something that's moving parts using recycled materials, you could lead that in quite easily to the Challenge Award. And actually, even the recycled materials would count towards a My World Challenge Award. So you could actually go ahead and talk to the Beaver Scouts a little bit about why recycling is important and why that matters a lot. We have used Lego or Meccano to build something. Again, I would say that counts towards um, your sort of skills challenge, building that machine, um, something along those lines. Of course, you could ask the Beaver Scouts to do something a bit more complex, but that's at your own discretion, and make something from clay or plasticine. Usually, there's clay and plasticine within Scout stores. Just be careful of hygiene and things like that. And if you're feeling very generous, you can take away whatever they make from clay, fire it in an oven, and get some very interesting results out there to give to parents. Next up, for the final requirement, we have user imagination. And it says here you can do any one of these things. You can draw a picture, make a collage, or a model of what the world might be like in 100 years. You can create a cartoon about a simple story, or create a superhero. These are some examples. You can do whatever you'd like, really. But I would go ahead and mention that specifically for things like the writing a short comic strip, if you ask your Beaver Scouts to make the cartoon about scouting and promoting scouting, that would actually count towards the Community Impact Staged badge, which is one of the harder badges, even staged badges, to earn in Scouting as a whole. Um, so it'd be very interesting to see if you could actually work towards getting that quite prestigious a badge, um, even at such an early stage as Beavers. It's set them in very good stead for the rest of the Scouting journey if you do that. Um, And again, obviously, build a model or a collage. You could build this into that Chief Scouts Bronze Award and the creative activities there. You could even do something along the lines of decorating some cakes or a biscuit or something like that. And that would count for a different aspect of the award, which is to do with learning skills, which could be quite interesting. Um, if you draw that on top of a cake or something, um, although I'll leave that up to you. So that's been it for the Beavers Creative Challenge, Creative Activity Badge, and how it relates to the various different challenge awards and towards the Chief Scouts Bronze Award. Thank you.